back, Digital Slang back again. Another video, another Wish.com product. I'm rolling the dice once again, trying to find that good deal on Wish.com. Every now and then, you can get really lucky on there. This is a refurbished pair of the Quiet Comfort 35, the second gen. It says refurbished, it's most likely a clone, but I'm hoping I can get lucky. Now, I did buy the first gen about a month ago. I dropped a video on that, and those were the worst things I've ever purchased in my entire life. Terrible, couldn't use them, just awful. But hoping these are a little better. I paid 50 bucks for these, so let's, right, hope for the best, right? But let's check it out. Let's just pop this bad boy open, and we'll see if we can get lucky today. It would be nice. New wireless stereo headset, so we know already that these are clones, but I am pleasantly surprised that they included a carrying case. I didn't expect a carrying case. The other pair didn't have one, and it's like a cheap leather. But let's open it up, check it out, and see what we got. So we do have the charging cable. It is a micro USB, and definitely a pair of clones. But let's take it out of plastic, see what we got, see what we're working with. We'll power them on and see if they sound decent. Hopefully they sound pretty good. We'll put this to the side. Oh, these things are cheap. So cheap. They're gonna break easily, but they do swivel, although they don't swivel very well. Man, these might be as bad as the other ones. Really bad. And they're like angled on top. Can you guys see that? It's not even like a fluid oval. It's just, man, that's pretty shitty. But it is what it is. Let's see if we can snap them. It's tight when they swivel. Even when you swivel, it feels like they're going to come apart. But let's see if there's any juice. We'll power them on. Check them out. So this should be the power button. There is some juice. Says it's waiting to pair. You can see the light blinking. So if we go into Bluetooth, let's see. New QC35, it does come up. And we are connected. The headphones did say they were connected. So I want to hear how these guys sound. Man, they do feel really cheap though. So fit-wise, they're decent. They're not the best. They barely cover my ears, but it is what it is. We are connected. Let's play some music, see how they sound. All right, look, sound quality on these things, it's muffled, right? It's not the clearest sound, but the bass is hitting. And when I say it's hitting, these things are shaking on my head every time the bass drops. I can feel these moving whenever the bass drops, but it's not clear. It's all muffled. It sounds okay, but there's definitely some bass. It's rocking these things on my head. You could feel it move with every bass drop, but it's not clear at all. But let's just keep going with the testing. I'm going to take them off my head. You guys can probably hear how loud. They're super loud, crazy loud, too loud. They're going to hurt your ears if you rock them at full volume. So see if you can hear them. Let's turn it all the way up. Next, let's talk about the touch controls. Now, the way these work on here. This F button on the top here, this is going to be your radio button, which just gives you static, and your power button. These buttons on the side will control everything else. Volume control, next track, previous track, and play and pause. So if we play some music, we hit the middle button once, it's going to pause. We hit it again, it's going to play. And then this top button, it's going to go to your next track. Hit it again, next track. And they work well. And the bottom button, previous track. And if you hold these buttons down, if I hold this one down, it's going to go down in volume. And if you hold this one, of course, it will go up in volume. So the touch controls actually work really well, much better than the previous model that I purchased. Look, these things are so loud, and the bass hits, if they were a little clearer, I would really like these, because look, they're not the best build quality, they feel cheap, everything about them just feels like they're gonna break. But the actual sound, it's loud as hell, and there's some bass, it's just not clear enough. You know, sadly, it's all muffled, and the touch controls work very well. Let's play a video, see if there's any delay between audio and video. Let's check the latency. I'm surprised. There's no delay between audio and video. And look, okay, maybe they're a little overpriced at 50 bucks, but let's talk about the good and the bad, right? The good, no latency, touch controls. They look like Bose headphones, right? They're just a clone, but they're cheaply made. You can definitely tell they're cheap when you touch them and when you play with them and move them around. They're probably not going to last. They're not going to have a long lifespan. Overall, they're decent. They're probably worth 25, 30 bucks. I think 50 is a little much for these, especially when you throw in the $12 shipping that Wish is charging usually. So I think they're overpriced. But if these things sounded clearer, they would be a hit. They would be a steal, I think, because they're super loud, and the bass, if you like bass, these things are going to rock your head, man. You can feel the bass when it hits, and I like that a lot. They're just not clear enough. And that's disappointing because they're very close to being a decent pair of headphones that you can rock some music to. So we're not quite there yet. I thought these would be a little better. I'm impressed by a couple things and disappointed by a few others, but it is what it is. The battery life on here, it says 20 hours. It's not going to be 20 hours. You could probably go 4 or 5 hours, but that's going to be max. 15-minute charge is supposed to get you 2.5 hours. On the real ones, who knows what it's going to be on here. It is micro USB, and the real ones do support fast charge. We'll have to see how these are. But you did get a carrying case with it as well, which is kind of cool. It's different, much better than the first gen. But I'm going to keep searching. I'm going to keep trying, and we're going to find the best pair. These aren't bad. I was a little skeptical when I saw them at first, but they're better than I thought they would be in some areas and not as good as I was hoping they would be in other areas. But it is what it is. The Bose Quiet Comfort clones, the second pair that I've tried. Wish.com. That's it for the video, guys. Really quick. Hope everyone is staying safe out there. Crazy times we are living in right now, and just, social distancing, it sucks. But we got to do it, and we got to do it for the sake of our loved ones and other people. So just be mindful of what you're doing, where you're at, and who you're around, and just stay safe, guys. We got to do it. So I know it's boring, but it is what it is. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, subscribe, and we will be back soon with more videos, guys. Peace.